Akwa Ibom State turns 28th today. Governor Udom Emmanuel declares a work-free day to enable the people celebrate the day. Governor Udom Emmanuel inaugurates the tripartite urban water reticular project and hospital blocks rehabilitated by his administration. President Muhammadu Buhari hosts heads of state and government of Economic Community of West African states with crisis at Burkina Faso and Central Coast. Details of these and other stories. Top of the morning, happy anniversary and welcome to the news. I am Samuel Udofia. Today, 23rd September 2015, is the 28th birthday of Akwa Ibom State. To celebrate the day, the state government, led by Mr. Udom Gabriel Emmanuel as governor, has lined up activities to make the anniversary colourful. At a news conference, the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Anyeka Numana, among other things, said Governor Udom Emmanuel will today launch the Dakada, a spiritual rebirth program geared towards re-engineering the mindset of the people to do away with traditions that could bring the state down. The governor will also swear in the new chairman of the State Council of Chiefs today at the Banquet Hall, Government House, Uyo. Governor Udom Emmanuel has launched a creed meant to prompt Akwa Ibom people to the realization of their potentials for greatness, Dakada. The occasion was the Akwa Ibom People's Forum organized by the state government at the State Banquet Hall, Uyo. Governor Udom Emmanuel, who presented his scorecard to the people at the event, took time to educate them on the philosophy behind the Dakada and led them to recite the creed, which, among other things, sees the Akwa Ibom person declared to rise to the faith of destined greatness.
Akwa Ibomites, rise to the faith of greatness. Rise to the faith that with God all things are possible. Rise, ethnicity, religion, and gender. Rise to togetherness. Rise to the faith of our resources, beyond what others see, human and intellectual. Rise to chant a new cause for us, our children. Rise to the faith that one day we shall become as a great people of a great state with great minds. Rise to the faith that all things are possible and many more. Hold fast the confession of our own without wavering, for him who was ready to be great. I rise to the faith that our own is destined to be great. I am Akwa Ibomite. I rise to the faith of Akwa Ibom.
Details of the event, which is part of the celebration of the 28th anniversary of the state, will come your way in our subsequent bulletin. The state governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, has declared today, Wednesday, 23rd September 2015, as work-free day in the state. The governor, in a statement signed by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Anyeka Numana, explained that the action is to enable the people take active part in activities lined up for the 28th anniversary of the state and launch the Dakada Spiritual Rebirth and Moral Transformation Campaign. The federal government has also declared Thursday and Friday public holidays to mark this year's Eid al-Kabir celebration. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior, Abubakar Mogaji, in a statement, urged Muslim faithful and Nigerians to exhibit the spirit of love, peace, empathy, and tolerance for overall development of the nation. Governor Udom Emmanuel has inaugurated the rehabilitated administrative, pediatric, and male medical blocks, as well as a newly constructed Dr. Ann Ward gynecology and maternity block executed by his administration at St. Luke's Hospital, Anwa, Uyo. Livingstone Daniel has details.
Udom Emmanuel, who inaugurated the projects as part of the activities to mark the creation of Akwa Ibom State, said that the decision to embark on infrastructure development was born out of his desire to provide effective healthcare delivery to the people. He said that the action is also to discourage medical tourism to India and other developed nations. He stressed that his administration will continue to support hospitals in the state, including the ones which are not owned by the government.
The majority of the people that come here are Akwa Ibom people. And I've said this, the life of every Akwa Ibom person is as important to me as the life of any other person. So that's why I believe that we must intervene, especially if you look at Uyo today. We don't have any general hospital in Uyo. So this can serve temporarily as a general hospital for you.
So we commission this work in the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
The Commissioner for Housing and Urban Renewal, Prince Enobonwa, whose ministry supervised the work, said the completion of work was in fulfillment of a promise the governor made when he visited the hospital 78 days ago, and stressed that the rehabilitated work meets every international standard.
Your Excellency, in your first week of assumption of duties, you came to this hospital in an unscheduled manner, and you directed, after you had seen the deplorable situation in the hospital, you directed Orchem Nigeria Limited, supervised by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal, to rehabilitate 2 blocks at the front there and build another block, a new construction, in honor of the foremost medical practitioner in this place, Reverend Sister Dr. Ann Ward. I'd like to tell you that today marks the 78th day since you gave that instruction, and this hospital is also 78 years old.
The proprietor of the hospital and the Catholic Bishop of Uyo Diocese, Dr. John Ibebaya, expressed the hospital's gratitude to the governor for keeping to his promise. The director of Orchem Nigeria Limited, which handled the projects, Engineer Oliver Ebong, said that the company used 70 days to complete the work using best equipment and personnel. Livingston Daniel reporting.
Indigents of Ifatai community in Uyo local government area Tuesday came out in their number to witness the commissioning of the rehabilitated urban reticular water project. The commissioning was performed by Governor Udom Emmanuel, and Samuel Ayara reports that the event afforded the people an opportunity to interact, feel the effect of government. The report.
Receiving the governor and his team amidst pomp and pageantry at the rehabilitated water project site, the people of Ifatai community commended Mr. Udom Emmanuel for coming to their rescue by providing the water facility. Inaugurating the project, the governor called on the people to show commitment by supporting government programs and policies, as well as protect facilities in their domain from vandals in the spirit of Dakada. He noted that apart from the Ifatai Water Works, his administration is committed to providing potable water to every part of the state, as shown in the rehabilitation of all water stations in the state capital. On complaints that the community has been disconnected from the national grid for more than 6 months, the governor expressed surprise at the development and promised to restore power in the area within 3 weeks. Welcoming the governor, the commissioner for special duties, Engineer Tidian, thanked Mr. Udom Emmanuel for his holistic interest in providing the state with basic social amenities to boost the industrialization vision. He highlighted the components of the Ifa water plants to include 45 kilowatt pump, 250 kVA generator, 500 feet depth, iron removing plant, amid other facilities. He also stated that 30 water kiosks have been provided and promised to ensure water installations in the state are brought back to life. On his part, the managing director of Akwa Ibom Water Company, Engineer Ernest Tuso, thanked the governor for supporting the agency in provision of safe water and promised to expand the capacity of the water company to be able to extend water supply to the rest of the state. Also, the MD of Niger Pet Structures, Terry Folia, said the expansion and rehabilitation works on the Ifatai water plants, apart from the obsolete state it was found, were also necessary to accommodate the population rise, which placed the pump station's capacity on an all-time low output. In their separate remarks, the chairman, Uyo Local Government Transition Committee, as well as the representative of the Ifatai Village Council, and Mr. Enietieka expressed gratitude to the governor for coming to their aid and promised the area's continued support to his administration. Speaking with AKBC 45, some indigents and residents of the area thanked Governor Udom Emmanuel for seeing to the completion of the project despite his short stay in office. Samuel Ayara reporting.
The empowerment of families and reorientation of the youths are part of the focus of the Family Empowerment and Youth Reorientation Program, FAYREP, the pet program of Governor's wife, Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel. FAYREP is also expected to help families achieve the United Nations soon-to-be adopted Sustainable Development Goals that will replace the Millennium Development Goals which have just ended. Uduaikong attended the launch of FAYREP in Uyo and filed in the following report.
Prevention of teenage pregnancies and education of the girl child are part of the 5 objectives of FAYREP, founded by Mrs. Martha Udom Emmanuel, to create a platform for promoting moral values and economic excellence in youth. Through FAYREP, successful families will be showcased, while Akwa Ibom women will be empowered to provide economic and emotional support for their families and the sustainable development policies of government at all levels. According to the initiator of FAYREP, Mrs. Martha Emmanuel, interventions by the not-for-profit platform should lead to reduced incidence of adolescent pregnancy, curb youth-related violence, cultism and crime, as well as reduce drug and alcohol abuse by youths.
Our vision is to make sure that Akwa Ibom families are successful and that our youth are responsible in all ramifications. Our coming together yesterday signals the start of a very important journey, a journey to bring new strength and stability to families. But we cannot do this alone. This event is therefore a call to partnership. You can give your time, energy, contact, knowledge, skills, and prayers to lift up those who are down.
In his remarks, the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, urged Akwa Ibom people, corporate organizations to stand up to be counted as efforts are being intensified by FAYREP to reorientate the mindset of youth and empower families to succeed at instilling the right values in their children, thereby retaining the greatness that Akwa Ibom people are known for.
It is as timely as it is appropriate. The program aptly situates in our overall blueprint of supporting the people across ages, gender, and traits. Not stand and stare. Stand up to be counted. Your time has come.
Highlighting the components of FAYREP, the Secretary of MTN and MTN Foundation, Barrister Uto Ukpana, said FAYREP will provide startup kits for beneficiaries in various trades, equip children with basic school requirements under its Back to School project, and celebrate achievements of Akwa Ibom women under FAYREP's Women's Inspirational Series. Barrister Ukpana also talked about the Martha Cares for Young Women project.
Let me pause and dwell on the jewel of FAYREP, the project called Martha Cares for Young Women. Part of what this project will do will be to provide not only psychosocial counseling, not only skill acquisition, but also look at things like health screening for our young girls.
During the launch, startup kits for different trades were presented to 40 beneficiaries, one each from the 31 local government areas of Akwa Ibom State, the youth, and physically disadvantaged persons. To the organizers, beneficiaries, and other guests at the launch, FAYREP will, with the necessary support, help families to surmount the challenges of life.
And she has decided to empower families so that the families, the parents, will be able to take care of necessary needs in the family.
I'm happy with the wisdom of Our Excellency in bringing up this program. I'm very, very happy today because I was suffering for the work generator, clipper, this, a everything just damaged, but by the grace of God, I received a very big blessing today.
I appreciate what the governor and his wife do for me. I'm happy.
I feel so much happy today. My heart is full of joy.
And with the support of our governor, you can tell that this project is going to be highly successful.
Udwa Keko reporting.
Experts in accounting sector have said that the Treasury single account introduced by the government is a unified accounting system that will block leakages and consolidate the finances of government. Speaking on an AKBC current affairs program, Discourse, the panelists said the system will bring about transparency in public finance management, as government will have complete control of her finances at any given time. The panelists, comprising two retired accountant generals, Sir Udo Isobara and Mr. Manete Udo, and a lecturer of business management, Dr. Paul Udofort, said the measures will bring about competition in the banking sector, as banks will have to calibrate their operations and focus on stimulating a private sector-driven economy. They, however, encouraged the government to spell out guidelines on the operation of ministries, departments and agencies of government, arguing also that there is need for synergy among the three levels of government for the success of the accounting sector.
The single treasury account is just a control measure about cash flow management. It does not affect day-to-day activities of government. But the government in power, like our executive governor, wants to be able to see at a glance how much is there on a daily basis.
It is a welcome development, so that bankers can live chasing government floating money that floats in government accounts. Let them go in and do banking. It is time for banks to lend to agriculture, lend to small businesses to go in and produce and create wealth for people.
It is putting resources together so that these resources could be properly managed, so that appropriations could be better planned, so that operations could be properly done too.
You're still watching AKBC 45 News. After the break, the Medical Women Association of Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State branch, has extended its benevolence to some schools in the state. Stay tuned.
Mites, rise to the faith of greatness. Rise to the faith that Akwa Ibom was created by God out of greatness. Rise to the faith of our resources beyond what others see, human and intellectual. Rise to chart a new course for us, our children, and a generation of Akwa Ibomites of God. Rise to the faith that one day we shall be counted as a great people of a great state with great minds. Rise to the faith that all these are possible and many more. Hold fast the confession of our hope that without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. I am an Akwa Ibomite, and I rise to the faith of greatness. Medakanda.
Join us on the 23rd of September 2015 at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium as we rise to march as one for a greater future for our state. Akwa Ibom, Dagada.
Medakanda.
Join us on the 23rd of September 2015 at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium as we rise to march as one for a greater future for our state. Akwa Ibom, Dagada.
You're still watching AM News, and I'm Samuel Udofia. The Medical Women's Association of Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State branch, has extended its benevolence to some schools in the state. The association, led by Dr. Mandu Ikpe, during the week visited and distributed customized exercise books to students as part of its contributions to the success of free education in the state. The schools visited were Itam Secondary School in Itu local government area and Mbiabet Ikpe Community Secondary School in the local government area. Elijah Edet filed this story presented in our studios.
Dr. Ikpe explained that apart from promoting healthcare delivery in the state, the Medical Association, which has female medical doctors, as members was committed to supporting the lofty policies and programs of the government. She said the association, which is a non-governmental organization, was also empowering the youths by organizing outreach programs such as career counseling, reading competition, as well as health awareness lectures for adults. The state president advised students to be serious with studies to guarantee a better result, noting that through hard work, dedication, and commitment, they will achieve their goals.
We have come to empower you educationally because it is said that knowledge is power. So that's why we are here today to support your education. So this is a way of contributing our quota to the free education policy of this state.
The Vice Principal Academics at Itam Secondary School, Mrs. Alice Nya, who received the team on behalf of the school's management, commended the Medical Women's Association for encouraging the education program in the state.
I want to thank you, ma'am, for coming to the school to enlighten us by giving us this exercise books. This is a great encouragement from you, ma'am. I want to say thank you very much. From the students, on behalf of the students also, we also thank you for coming to give us this. And this means you people are really, really here to encourage us.
Benefiting students applauded the team for the donation and promised to make judicious use of the books.
I want to thank them for giving us this exercise to read and write. I thank all the female doctors for giving us this book.
The second district convention of Foursquare Gospel Church, Ikorekpane Missionary District, has ended with a call on Christians to dedicate themselves to the service of God. The call was contained in a keynote address presented by the guest minister, the Reverend Adedeji Adeoye, at Foursquare Gospel Church, Saniogun Road in Ikorekpane.
The Reverend Adeoye, who spoke on the theme, Prepare the Way of the Lord, said, since no one knows the time that Jesus Christ will come back, it was necessary that people live righteously by loving one another, forgiving and repenting from sins, so that they could be part of the blessings promised the faithful believers. They expressed concern that some Christians devote much of their time to businesses with little or no time to God, stressing that while it is important for them to make money for a living, it was also imperative to pay adequate attention to seek God's presence.
I want to sincerely appreciate God for the privilege I have to be on this altar and to share fellowship with you this morning. The Lord will bless you, choir, in the mighty name of Jesus. Pastor, the Lord will bless you in the mighty name of Jesus. Everybody, I say the Lord will bless you in the mighty name of Jesus.
In his address, the Ikorekpane Missionary District Coordinator, Pastor Akpanasuko Odo, said the Foursquare Gospel Church is committed to preaching the gospel of Christ and making disciples for him. He said the convocation was an opportunity for Foursquare Gospel Church members in the Ikorekpane District to thank God for his mercy upon them and to revive their spirit in Christ.
So we need to prepare our heart to accept the gospel of salvation. The human nature is so corrupt that without the grace of God through salvation in Christ, we cannot live a life that is pleasing unto God, that will earn us eternity.
The chairman of the Convocation Planning Committee and District Secretary of the church, Pastor John Ete, described the event as rewarding. Goodwill messages were presented by sister churches in Eket and Oron, as well as the National Population Commission. The event also featured performances by children and youth choirs, as well as songs and praises. The Ikorekpane Missionary District of Foursquare Gospel Church comprises Ikorekpane, Oborokara, Abak, Orogonam, Ukanafun, Etimekpo, Esienudam, Ini, and Ikono. Harrison, Esien, reporting.
Authorities of heads of state and government of Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, have been hosted by President Muhammadu Buhari at a summit with the political class in Burkina Faso as the main agenda. Mercy Akara tells us more.
President Muhammadu Buhari has hosted an extraordinary summit of the Economic Community of West African States Authority of Heads of States and Government. The current political crisis in Burkina Faso was the main item on the agenda of the summit. President Buhari had condemned the coup d'etat in Burkina Faso and had called for immediate restoration of civil transitional authority, while urging the defense and security forces of Burkina Faso to keep faith with the agreed transitional program for the return of the country to democratic rule. Nigeria had donated 20 pickup vans to the National Electoral Commission in the country towards successful conduct of the general elections. Burkina Faso's army had given the coup leader, General Gilbert Diendere, an ultimatum to surrender or face an assault. The coup leader had said he would step aside once the authority of heads of state and governments of ECOWAS endorsed a peace plan, including full amnesty deal for himself and his troop, and allow candidates of former ruler Blaise Compaoré to run for presidency in November. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, has announced the approval of the promotion of 5,000 soldiers fighting Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast and others involved in similar operations. The Army Chief said the promotion of the soldiers was in line with the vision of the Army to reward gallant troops in order to boost their combat readiness and willingness to serve the nation. Lieutenant General Buratai has also warned commanders and senior officers to guard against acts that could undermine efforts of the present administration to rebuild the image of the army. The World Bank has announced the appointment of Mr. Rachid Ben Moussaoud as the new country director for Nigeria. Mr. Ben Moussaoud will also serve as the coordinating director for the West African Regional Integration Program. He is also expected to support the government's development priorities, including power, education, quality of public spending, trade, and regional integration. Mr. Ben Moussaoud's appointment as country director for Nigeria is effective October 1, 2015.
You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45Uyo or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. And that's where we conclude our news. Now the top stories. Today, 3rd September 2015, is the 28th birthday of Akwa Ibom State. To celebrate the day, the state government, led by Mr. Udom Gabriel Emmanuel as governor, has lined up activities to mark the anniversary. The state governor, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, has declared today, Tuesday 23rd September 2015, as a work-free day in the state. The governor, in a statement signed by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Nyeka Numana, explained that the action is to enable the people to take active part in activities lined up for the 28th anniversary. That's our package. Thanks for watching. Good morning and happy anniversary.